If you're switching to zero drop shoes, then you're doing something amazing for your natural movement. But there is something to be aware of. If you spent years wearing raised heel shoes, then moving into zero drop shoes puts a new load through your calves and Achilles, and that's completely normal. And here's the good news. You don't have to tough it out. In this video, I'll show you two small tools which can make a huge difference. Heel lifts and extra insoles, which can make the transition feel smoother and more sustainable. A key thing I always say as a physio is that progression beats perfection. The key is capable feet and natural movement, not just wearing shoes with the thinnest soles for the sake of it. Your body is capable of adapting and recovering function that may be underused, but it's not a race. Progressing steadily and using tools that can support your journey can help make the process smoother and more sustainable in the long run. So, to put it simply, if you're feeling the change to zero drop in your calves or Achilles with increased tightness or soreness, then try our heel lifts. If you want extra cushioning underfoot or a more snug fit, then try an extra insole. And of course, you can use both if that's the setup that keeps you moving smoothly. So let's dive into each of them, what they do and how you can use them. So we'll start with our heel lifts. Now, most shoes have a raised heel, but when you switch to zero drop, the heel and the forefoot are now level, and this can often mean that your calves and Achilles feel more switched on during that early transition. This is a good thing because you're reawakening the tissues, but they do need time to adapt and re-strengthen. Heel lifts are a bridge. They make the drop change less abrupt so you can keep walking, training, and building consistency while your tissues adapt. Simply place the heel lift in the shoe under the heel area, usually under the insole so that it stays stable, and then wear your shoes as normal. If you want an even gentler start, some people double up on heel lifts. It's simply a smoother step down. However, if you do double up, just be conscious of your heel fit and ensure there isn't any slip at the back. For most people, this won't be an issue, but if this is the case, it's best to stick to just one heel lift. So the general direction with heel lifts is to use them to make the earlier weeks easier and then taper them down as you adapt. Most people go from using 2 heel lifts to 1 to none, or keeping them for the bigger training days and then taking them out on the easier days. Now moving on to our extra insoles. Now when wearing thinner soled barefoot shoes, your calves and Achilles can end up doing more work, especially on harder surfaces. Now a little extra cushioning underfoot can make that feel noticeably easier whilst you adapt. Most Bahé shoes are modular, meaning they can be worn with or without an insole. And whilst transitioning, adding an extra one can be a great option too. Just by varying these setups, you can change the level of cushioning by 6 millimeters, which in barefoot style shoes is significant. There is no right or wrong setup, it's whatever works best for you at your stage of adaptation, doing what activity and on what surface. Changing the insole setup is a quick and easy way to customize your ground feel at your own pace. You may want to start with 2 insoles and taper down, or you may just want to adjust your setup depending on how you're feeling or what you're doing. Both ways are fine. And the second job of the insole is fit. If your shoes feel a little roomy, or you have heel slip, or you just want a more locked in feel around the heel and midfoot, then an extra insole is the easiest way to dial that in. So a quick rule of thumb, if you want extra cushioning or less space, then add an extra insole. If you want more ground feel or more space, then remove the existing insole first. So same idea as the heel lifts. Use the support that makes the transition feel easier now, and then come down over time as your feet feel stronger and more settled. Can you use heel lifts and an extra insole together? Absolutely. For some people, that's the easiest, most confidence-building setup early on. The only goal is to find the setup that allows you to move comfortably and stay consistent. So a quick recap, heel lifts are to make the drop change feel gentler, and extra insoles are to dial ground feel and fit. Both are tools to make the transition feel smoother and more sustainable and can be tapered down as you adapt.